Joining us now on the Mason Crosby show
okay.
in IRL, in real life. If he was calling us, he'd be on the fan guest hotline with Gruber Law. If he was YouTubing, he'll be on YouTube, which he's not normally from 9 to noon. So if you've never seen this gentleman before and don't know what he looks like, he's wearing a W shirt and a Cubs hat.
Ooh.
The one, the only, Ramie Makhlouf. Ramie, good to see you, my man.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is what my ugly mug looks like for listeners to the 9 to noon show.
Join the club. We're in the ugly club.
We're not allowed to stream that show, so it's good to be on the video.
Allowed is a funny word. But it's awesome to have you here. We know you are a Chicagoan, born and raised.
Yes, sir.
You've been in the Milwaukee market for a long, long time. We love your voice. We love your takes. We don't necessarily like your sports fandom.
My choice of teams.
Your choice of and it's not choice, right?
No,
right?
I was born into this.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I was born into this. I didn't have a choice.
Right. Like when I talk about the Boston teams, because I was born and raised in Boston, I moved here when I was 14. So I will tell everybody I'm a sports polygamist.
Yeah.
But and so if the Celtics and Bucks play, or the Red Sox can't go to the World Series anymore, we'd get into that. But you were born into it.
Yes.
And so I want to hear when you first got the job here 100 years ago, and Gary's here and Leroy's here and all the guys who've gone to Kansas City now and to all the other markets. When you first got the job as a Cubs Bears fan, what was like that first indoctrination into Wisconsin sports?
I've never had any hard or bad feelings for the Milwaukee Brewers or the Milwaukee Bucks at all. That's never been a thing.
I told you, Mace.
For me, it's the Cardinals. The Cardinals are my most hated team in all of sports. They're one of my most hated things in the world. It goes beyond the world of sports. The Bucks and the Bulls has never really been a thing.
Which is surprising.
Yeah,
right?
it's never been in my lifetime. Never really been any sort of rivalry where there's any hate.
Giannis Dunleavy tackle.
There was that. Yes,
but I think the Bulls won that game by 743, so it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I mean those teams have had some playoff series, but but when it comes to the Packers, when it comes to baseball, if it's not going to be the Cubs, I want it to be the Brewers.
Yep.
When it comes to basketball, the Bulls are just irrelevant and refuse to even try to be relevant. So it's not hard for me to root for the Bucks and take my shirt off and spray champagne when they win a championship. I'd be lying if I told you I wanted good things for the Packers. I've always been upfront. I've always been upfront about that. Growing up a Bears fan,
I told you, Mace.
But I'm very upfront. I'm very honest about it, and I have been from day one that I walked in the building. 20 years ago. You said 100. You're making me sound pretty old. That's 20 years ago that I walked in the building.
That's how old I am.
Well, it's great.
I remember when I was across the street and you walked into the building. Because that's how old I am.
Well, it's great you brought that up because that's something I was asking the guys, and I thought we'd throw out a poll question on just for Wisconsin fans, who do they despise the most, and who do they look forward to beating or going up against and having that back and forth? Is it the Cubs or is it the Bears? So for you as a Bears and Cubs fan, it's for sure the Packers.
Yes.
You just want just bad things for the Packers.
Week 18 was my Super Bowl last year, Mason, because we don't have a lot of good things.
That does,
We don't have a lot to celebrate or root for in Bears fandom for a long time. So I took that W. I cracked the beer open for that W. So for me, it's beating the Packers, beating the Cardinals are my two favorite things in sports, other than winning championships.
Well, hey, let's just talk then, about this Cubs Brewers matchup. What are your initial thoughts as you're looking at this? Freddie Peralta there for the Brewers. I didn't even look who's pitching for the Cubs.
It'll be Matthew Boyd for the Cubs.
It is
Boyd,
Boyd. That's short rest, right?
I didn't think he was going to have a long time. Yeah.
It is. They had him going in the bullpen last night just in case they needed a lefty in the ninth inning.
That could also be you're throwing.
That was it was probably his bullpen day anyways. But they were going to go to him if they needed a lefty in the ninth inning. They ended up not needing him. And it's short rest, but he only threw 59 pitches in that game one outing against the Padres. So he should be pretty good and ready to go for game one tomorrow. The thing I'm more worried about, Mason and Mitch and Tommy, is the Cubs bullpen. I mean, Brewers, I don't need to tell Brewers fans how Craig Counsell operates, and especially in the playoffs. He leans heavy on his bullpen, and he did so again in this series. I think he asked him to get 14 outs in game one. He asked him to get 15 outs in game two. They went with an opener 14 in game 1, 15 in game 3. They went with the opener in between in game 2. So their bullpen ended up throwing, I think, 4 innings in that game as well. That bullpen is taxed for the Cubs. And if game 1 comes down to bullpens and the Brewers can hand it off to their bullpen with the lead, I think you're feeling really good about your chances in that game 1. It's a blessing for the Cubs that they have that day off between games 1 and game 2 on Sunday, and the American League will get the spotlight Sunday, and National League will get the spotlight on Monday. So that levels the playing field a little bit in terms of the bullpen getting a little bit of rest and being ready to go for game 2 and beyond. But I think the Brewers have the edge in this series because of that, because of how much the Cubs had to lean on their bullpen in the wild card series.
You brought up a good point there too, Ramie. Like, it's pretty dumb to me that the Brewers have to be the 1 o'clock game in a very heated rivalry. It feels like with the most storylines by far in the playoffs remaining.
What do you mean? The Yankees versus the Blue Jays isn't everyone's been putting on there.
Claim Roger Clemens. I don't. What are they supposed to do? Do you feel the same way as a Cubs fan? At least,
I don't understand how Major League Baseball schedules things the way they do, or why they schedule things the way they do. Like yesterday, the whole game time start of Brewers and Cubs on Saturday was hinging on the result of Yankees and Red Sox. In yesterday's, if the Red Sox won, Brewers and Cubs would be the night game. If the Yankees won, they get the day game. And I don't understand why that's contingent on what happens in the American League. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. It should be the night game. Like you said, Tommy, it's the one with the most and the richest storylines with Craig Counsell, with the division rivalry and everything that goes into it. But here we are, 108 start tomorrow at AmFam Field.
What do you say to the rumors of the Cubs paying off the umpire there and calling those strikes late in the game?
Better question.
Do you think are Cubs Cubs cheat all the time, or is it just
how do you feel about next year the ABS strike zone coming into baseball?
I am so against the ABS system. No,
I bet you are.
No, I'm all for it. I want computers calling all the balls and strikes, but. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend the Cubs didn't catch a break in that game last night. They 100% did. That thing was about 2 inches out of the strike zone, and they got a generous call, and I'll take it. You know what I mean? But umpires can just be bad sometimes, man. Umpires can just be bad, and too often they are. And that, honestly, even though my team was on the right side of it, what happened last night is exactly the reason why I want the ABS system, because you can't have games as big and as pivotal as what we had yesterday hinging on what was a blown call by the umpire. And I don't know if you guys saw the clip. The Padres looked like they were ready to attack the umpires as they were making their way out to the clubhouse. That was tense, man. That was a pretty wild scene there at Wrigley Field.
What was the situation, Mason, in that Seattle replacement ref game? Was McCarthy yelling obscenities or anything?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the refs were in danger for a moment there. Yeah, it was. I think they had to be escorted off the field. I mean, it was bad. It was, everybody was pretty heated, and and then again, cooler heads prevail, and you're just okay, it is. We are humans. We made mistakes in the game as well. We should, probably should have done some things right. So I do agree. I don't love thinking that only technology is going to be the answer for all of these things. I still believe an ABS system, it should be a challenge type system, right? Not just an all the time thing, but it should be you have a certain amount of time, times you can challenge it. Because in that situation, clearly the Padres would have challenged that call.
Yes,
it was clear from even the bench that ball did and was low and outside. But it's going to be fascinating to see what we're frustrated with next year whenever ABS is making calls for us. There's going to be things we get frustrated still with all the technology and AI and everything that's coming into play these days, anyways.
Yeah, we will find out, how much it's used.
I'm looking forward to
calls.
You like it?
I do. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad they didn't have it last night, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And I think we are going to react to it next year as well.
Yes.
Like, oh, they're, why didn't they use it in this situation? And why did they use it?
Take the box off the screen. Take it off the screen. Then everyone can play along. Take the box off the screen.
Because the box isn't 100% accurate either.
Yeah, take it off. Take it off the screen. Fix baseball.
I think that's a fair point. Ramie Makhlouf is here in the fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show. So we've got Brewers Cubs, you know, and you guys mentioned how, it would be nice if this rivalry was spotlit a little bit more nationally, but locally we don't need it spot. We already have the memes of the state troopers on I-94 not letting the fans in and all that sort of stuff. What do you expect the atmosphere to be at both AmFam and Wrigley? Because over the years, we've said Wrigley North, we've said Miller Park South. In years when the Cubs have been bad, the Brewers fans have taken over Wrigley from time to time. Is this going to be? I mean, I almost think it's better that they're playing at 1 because an 8:00 start means everybody gets liquored
Hammered,
up all day long, and it's just fight after fight after fight in the stands. What do you expect to see in the stands with these fan bases?
I know I'm on the other side, but I'll say both ways. I love when there are fans of both teams in the stands. I think it makes the atmosphere that much more electric. I'm not a big college sports guy, but one thing I'll give college sports is they got the atmosphere, and part of it is that you usually have a good contingency of the opposing team's fans in the stands. So whatever the big moment is, you got the noise, you got the rumbling of the seats, you got the electricity in the air. Now, a few people take it too far, and probably people from both sides of this thing will take it too far in terms of their behavior at the ballpark. But as long as everybody is just showing up and rooting for their team and enjoying playoff baseball, I like that you're going to have that sort of mixing it up, going back and forth. American Family Field is going to be so electric tomorrow and Monday night, man. I cannot wait to hear what that place sounds like in every big situation, whether it's for the Cubs or for the Brewers. I can't wait to hear how loud and electric that place is going to be for these games. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Mace.
Yeah, no, that's going to be awesome. And I mean, anticipation, I guess Drew Wagner was saying MLB decides on roof open or closed. I mean, is it anticipating a closed roof with how warm it's going to be?
Well, on top of it, like, you don't want the sun to play a factor in this game, you know what I mean, or something like
shadows.
that.
It's just going to be so nice.
Roof closed, but panels open, maybe.
It's maybe so hot in there.
Yeah, it's what, like 83 degrees right now.
Yeah.
Hello, October. It's like,
exactly.
Are any of you going to the game? Are any of you guys getting?
Some of us have to work, Ramie.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey. Some of us have to work and are going to the game.
Wow, good for you. Good for you.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, I will be there. I'm lucky. I bought a couple tickets, but I also got a press pass. So my wife and daughter are going to go use the tickets, and I'll be in the press box.
Dude, this series is going to be so much fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
Will it be as demoralizing to a Cubs fan if they lose, if the Brewers fans are to lose to the Cubs? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, it feels like everyone is so afraid to lose to the Cubs in this series.
And
are the
Cubs having the best record in all of Major League Baseball?
Are the Cubs as afraid in the same terms to lose to the Brewers?
No, probably not, because you don't have that added element of the whole Craig Counsell revenge factor. You know what I mean? Cubs fans, they want this bad, man. They haven't been to the postseason in 5, and technically, if you don't count that the COVID year where they only played 5 games or 50 games, they haven't been to the postseason in 6 years. They haven't won a postseason series since 2017 is it 2017 or 2018? Either way, either way, it's been a long time, man.
Don't win series either, man.
And the bar with the World Series championship in 2016, the bar was raised. Cubs fans want and expect more from that organization than they did during the 108-year drought. We were just kind of happy to be there. So I think it will sting if the Cubs lose this thing, but I can't imagine it would sting as much as it would for Brewers fans losing to the team that they hate the most. Some people say the Cardinals, most people will say the Cubs, and losing to the guy that left you for that team 90 miles to the south.
And the best record in Major League Baseball. I think no matter who, like, I think if the Padres had won this series and the Padres come up to Milwaukee and beat Milwaukee, I think there'd be a bitterness, not towards the Padres, but about the fact that the Brewers just won 97 games, a franchise record, had the best record in all of baseball, and then lost in their first round.
I can't wait for Ramie to just come back on Monday or whatever and be like, that sucked. I don't want to do that again. No, like that would be absolutely perfect for this.
Absolutely.
We'll see. My tune could change. It's possible.
That's true. So we got Saturday 108, Monday 808. You'll be back on the air as you are 9 to noon every day with John, except for when he's on vacation because it's a bye week.
Yes, sir.
And B Snizzle.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And so we can't wait to hear your reaction to game 1 on Monday. I'm sure who are the Bears even playing this week?
They also have the bye.
Also
yeah, they also have the bye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we can all put our attention fully.
Yes, both on a bye. Everybody is all in on this.
But
game.
the Bears officially have lost their bye week. I just heard that. I heard that in the news.
Ben Johnson, do not interview Ben Johnson. After
Don't interview him. He's so mad right now.
So mad.
Caleb Williams threw 4 interceptions. It was crazy.
Ben Johnson is going to show up to Soldier Field Sunday at like 11:30 and be like, "Where's the game? I'm ready to go."
Ramie, did you hear who's throwing out the first pitch game 1?
I did not.
Solomon Torres.
All right, so Adam McCalvey posted about this. He
Really?
tweeted about it. So Solomon Torres apparently in 2018 was like the voice of like had some great quote and went nuts and got everybody fired up.
Oh, what was the quote?
It's on
no
Adam
one
McCalvy's
remembers.
Twitter.
No one remembers.
He
No
said,
one remembers.
Right. He basically said in his tweet, "If you remember this, it was that cool." Now, with that said, it's 2025 and nobody remembers it, Adam.
Yes.
Like it's and they have 3 guys throwing it out. So I assume there will be more guys throwing it out day 1. Game 2 is Cecil Cooper, Bob Uecker Jr., and Trevor Hoffman.
That's a lineup right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So game 1 announced so far, Solomon Torres. I assume there will be more. I don't know who it will be.
I kind of don't remember Solomon Torres, much less the quote, to be quite frank.
2007 to 9 type time frame there. He was a part of that 08 team.
In 2008, he had the quote.
Yeah, when you said the name Solomon Torres, I was like, oh yeah, he played for the Brewers, didn't he? But he didn't leave really an impression on me.
It's like Solomon Torres, Guillermo Mota, like all in that.
I think he might have been the opener in one of their playoff games.
Get Bob Kozlowski thrown out the first pitch. Let's do it.
And then just have him singing while he throws it out.
Oh, that would be so tough.
Like God bless. Can you sing God Bless America before the game and in the 7th inning?
He's
whenever you want to.
Do whenever. Yeah.
Whenever you want.
Well, Ramie, thank you so much for jumping on. Like B Snizzle said, bad luck, but we still love you.
Cubs in 4.
I mean,
get out of here.
All right, appreciate you.
I mean, good luck.
Cubs in 4.
If you're going to say that, I'll say good luck to you.
I just said this on my show. If it goes to 5, decided advantage to the Milwaukee Brewers. Having home field, having the Cubs bullpen as depleted and overworked as it is.
3, if decided advantage for the Brewers.
If it goes to 5, decided advantage to the Brewers. That's why I'm trying to manifest Cubs in 4.
If the Brewers win 10-0 in game 1 and game 2, do they even play 3 or do they just declare it over?
I think it's mercy rule. I think it's mercy rule at that point. Yeah,
nice.
All right, well, Ramie, thank you so much for jumping
Appreciate you, Ramie.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be listening on Monday. Are you jumping on with Tommy tomorrow too?
I will be with Tommy at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
everyone's coming on tomorrow.
Now you're on 9 to 1 tomorrow, Tommy?
Oh yeah.
All right. So I'll be on with you from 11 to 1. And you're jumping on at 10?
Yes.
Nice.
And if anyone's interested, I'm on the Score in Chicago 6 to 9 tonight. Pulling double duty today. If anybody wants to check that out.
On our little sister station.
Yes.
Score?
Yeah.
Down the road,
on our tiny little sister
Tiny
station.
little sister station.
Exactly.
6:70 a.m. The Score in Chicago. Thanks for jumping on.
No
Ramie.
problem.
My name's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Mason Crosby's here. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into that Padres fracas at the end of the game last night. We've got lots of football to get to as well. We're going to make our picks. Mikey Henninger is going to jump on as well to make some fantasy advice. I definitely need it. I had all my picks, like my guys I was going to pick up this week, and then I forgot to do it Tuesday night. So like,
nice.
I'm in dire straits right now, fantasy wise. And then it's Friday, so we're just going to leave you with some weekend motivation as we wrap things up here and head off into the weekend. But we're all together today, and that's what matters because we're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could.
Exactly.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers.